Today I've got some tea in this just horrendously cursed mug that my sister had custom made
Wait,
on SUNY Genesio's dime. It appears to be a
wait,
very
what
grainy
is a
photograph of a taxidermied stag head in a public toilet.
wow?
One of the things that
I
SUNY
want one.
Geneseo decided to do, since, people weren't getting like an entire like semester and like the big holiday event, they were like, oh, there's this little gift package and you can like get a mug custom printed. So my sister and her friend just found like really intensely cursed images and got them on mugs. And honestly, I love it.
I love it too. That's a great mug.
So that's what I'm enjoying my tea out of on this episode of the podcast. How are we doing?
Um, I'm all right, just trugging along. What about you? How are things?
Well, my dad tested positive for COVID.
Oh
Asymptomatic
my
thus far.
gosh.
He's good. So
I'm so sorry.
everyone in my family is going to get tested tomorrow. And we've just been increasing our own personal isolation. So like we're all wearing masks whenever we're not like in our own bedrooms respectively. And my dad is the owner of like a house that got converted into apartments and he rents them out, but one of them is
Hmm.
vacant right now, so he took an air mattress and like a bunch of like, toiletries, frozen food, you know, my old laptop and some DVDs. So he's staying there. So he's good. But
That's
yeah.
good that, you have a space for him and that, he's also asymptomatic so far. I mean, at
Yeah.
least if he has COVID, hopefully it's not like, bad.
Yeah, so we're all going to get tested, but I've just been like in my room all day and I haven't worn anything other than this Batman onesie, and I've just been using like the increased isolation as an excuse for some marathon gaming sessions. So,
As you should.
I'd say it's not all bad, but the gaming is mostly to distract myself from like the spiraling anxiety. But I have been
Listen, you're in a
replaying.
scary situation right now, so do what you have to,
But yeah,
deal
I've
with
been
that.
replaying Batman Arkham City on my old Xbox 360, which just beautiful game. Love it so much. I didn't realize how good it was until I like went back and played it because I just bought it when I was like 13 and I was like, Batman, I know what that is. And I like didn't know that it like I had no idea that it was like decently like critically acclaimed. And I and then as I got older and like got into more video games, I was like, oh, I probably just liked it because like it was one of the first games I ever played, and I was like 13, so I didn't know any better. And then I went back and I was just like, oh, this is just awesome, is what it is. So I've been replaying that series, and I
Nice.
might try and beat my record completion time for Portal 2. Maybe I'll stream that if anyone wants to hang out with me while I play Portal 2. Let us know.
It's been a
So that's
minute
my
since I
life.
played video games, but
It had
yeah,
been a hot minute, and then I was just like, okay, well, game time.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
I go through phases where I like it's the only like leisure activity I want to do, and then I kind of leave it for a little while, and then I'll like find a new game and get really obsessed with it, and like, and so the cycle
We've
begins
definitely
anew.
dis we definitely have discussed this. Like we don't like just, have
I don't just
obsessions. We
like
have like
things.
super obsessions. Like no, I intensely love them.
We go ham here. But yeah, I'd like to think we have some fun questions on the docket today
I think we
that I
have some
should
pretty
pull up.
good ones.
So, starting out with one of our favorites, a food question, a
Of course.
three-parter. So, we're about to get into it. My sister came up with
Wow.
this, but she's downstairs watching Impractical Jokers instead of being on the podcast, which is, rude, but whatever. Anyway,
Well, at least she
the question
contributed a
is,
question.
at least she contributed. You make a point. Anyway, Question is, if you could have only one type of cheese for the like assuming you're not lactose intolerant or something, if you could have only one type of cheese for the rest of your life, what kind would it be? This is the first part
Oh,
of the
this
question.
is an easy one for me. Very easy. I would choose Munster cheese. That's my favorite.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. I mean, that's good,
So
especially
here's the
like,
thing. You went
obviously
with
for
your
pizza.
the second part of it is this your favorite type of cheese? And I'm interested that you went with your favorite because mozzarella is not my favorite type of cheese. But
Mm,
if I went with my actual favorite type of cheese, pizza would suck because my favorite
true.
cheese is brie.
Brie. Oh, I don't like brie.
Okay, first of all, rude. But that's not good on pizza, you know? I wouldn't want that on a pizza.
See, now I chose my answer because one of my favorite types of food are sandwiches.
Okay.
Like, because there's a lot of variety. And I know early on, I think it was possibly episode one, we just discussed what constitutes a
Oh
sandwich. But, like,
yeah.
besides the point, like, just in general, I really like sandwiches. And I will always put Munster cheese on them if it's available.
Gotcha.
But I do agree with the pizza point. Like, yeah, that would not work. So that's like the one, I guess, downside.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the three-parter. It's what type of cheese would you pick for the rest of your life? Is this your favorite type of cheese? And if it's not, why did you pick the one that you went with? And mozzarella isn't my favorite cheese, but like I'm not about to not
Mm,
enjoy pizza for the next 50 odd years.
forever. Um, what is your least favorite type of cheese? Now I'm curious since we're on the cheese topic.
Um
And I know I said I don't like brie, but there's one that's even worse, and
I
that is
hate
feta
feta
cheese.
cheese.
It's disgusting.
It's awful. It's so bad.
Wait,
There are some cheeses I
is
don't.
that your least favorite?
Yeah, feta cheese is horrible.
Oh God, I pick it out of the salads. And like
Yeah, I'll
I
order it without
I
it.
like Greek salads. Yeah, it can't have feta in it, or else like the whole thing
Disgusting.
is just garbage.
And like there are some cheeses like I didn't really like Swiss as a little kid, so I haven't eaten it in a while, and I feel like I'm
Really?
probably fine with it
That's
now. I was
funny.
just a picky child,
That
but no,
that's
feta
funny
cheese
you
is
bring it
disgusting.
up because Swiss is one of the cheeses where I feel like it's very mild and almost
Yeah,
like
I'm pretty sure I've like
doesn't it,
like
it doesn't have a strong taste. And I've met a lot of people who don't like Swiss. And I'm like, why? It doesn't even taste that distinct. Like if you said cheddar, I could understand that because that's like very sharp and
I
like
do love a good sharp
like
cheddar.
when you're eating. I do too, but like I could understand why if you don't. Whereas
Yeah, I
Swiss, I
can
feel like
understand
it
having
almost
strong
gets
opinions
lost
on
in a
strong
sandwich.
flavors.
Hmm. But Swiss is almost just like there if you're eating a sandwich.
Yeah, that's the thing. I say that I haven't eaten it in a while. It's probably wound up on a sandwich that I've had recently, and I like and like that I
And you
ordered,
just didn't
and
know
I just
it.
didn't even notice.
You
But I
didn't
remember I
know.
wouldn't eat it as a kid because I was just like, ew, no, I don't want the cheese with the holes, because I was a picky little shit. But times
That's
change.
funny.
So, anything else we'd like to say on the subject of cheese? I could honestly talk about cheese for quite a while. Like every meme about
Me
how white
too.
people
I
are
feel
obsessed with cheese. That's me. You're looking at it.
it's true. um, oh, what
Although
was I
apparently
gonna
there's a
say?
reason for that.
Uh,
I'll have to find where I figured this out, or like where, like, I'm pretty sure I saw it in like a Tumblr post or something, but like, apparently, um, white people are the most likely to, like, be able to produce the enzyme that allows you to break down dairy into adulthood.
hmm,
So, like, in a lot of other ethnicities, like, you can eat dairy as a child, but then
you become
you
lactose
develop
intolerant.
lactose intolerance as you get older.
Wow. I
So
feel
apparently the
sorry.
reason why white people are so obsessed with cheese is because we can eat it.
I feel sorry for those who are lactose intolerant. I've had like they make like special cheeses,
Oh
and
yeah,
I don't think they're disgusting, but it's not the
it's not as
same
good.
thing.
It
Like
is simply not as good.
like
But also, almost every lactose intolerant person I have ever met in my life is
oh,
just
they
like,
still eat it.
yeah, they just pay the price. They're like, if it's no dairy or suffer, I'm gonna suffer. And honestly,
Hmm.
I respect that. I respect people who are willing to suffer for their passions.
It's pretty hardcore, like eating pizza,
Honestly, I think
just
if I like
knowing you're gonna pay the
spontaneously became
price.
lactose intolerant, I would do the same.
I would just forget that my doctor told me I was lactose intolerant. Like I'd forget that visit ever happened.
You just say no thanks. Wipe it from your brain.
Nah,
No thanks.
we're good. My second opinion is that I'm not, and I gave that to myself.
I dig it. And I'm just thinking about the fact that we don't have any brie downstairs, so I can't go like put it on those little baguette slices. It's a sad day. Oh well. Um, Next question. I don't know where I got this from. I swear I saw it in like some YouTube video a couple days ago, but I'm just trying to remember where I heard this. If I remember, I will link
I
it in the
feel like
description.
I feel like you've been in your room a long time. So like, and this happens to me that like time becomes like, well, time isn't real, but it becomes like,
I mean, yeah,
you
even
know, you
less
don't
real.
know when things are, yeah.
But here's the hypothetical, and this is like the only information that. Oh, it was one of those like personality test type videos, or like sorting you into like a different group or whatever.
Like a
Anyway,
BuzzFeed.
yeah, some random thing I was watching just like out of complete boredom because I wanted background noise. Anyway, there are two doors in front of you. One of them says open me, and the other says don't open me. Which one are you opening?
Hmm.
I think I'm
I
gonna have to
feel like this is
go.
such a trick question.
It is, but I feel like I'm gonna have to go with the open me, because, like, what if there's something bad behind the don't open me and it's there for a reason?
I mean, that's what I'm inclined to think and do, but
But what if
also
there's
at the
something
same
really cool
time,
behind the don't open me and they're trying to keep
it's almost like
secrets?
reverse psychology.
Right? I mean, as
Open
soon as you
me,
tell
like,
someone don't look, it's like,
why?
huh?
Like, don't look. Oh. Um, hmm. It depends on the day. Like, sometimes I'm in the mood
Yeah, I
to
don't
break
know.
the
Maybe if I'm, like,
rules, and like,
feeling really
I'll wanna.
chaotic, like, if that's
I'm
just the
feeling
vibe for the
risky, so
day.
I'm feeling risky. So some days I might like, just open that don't open me door.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
guess
know.
it
I
would be
guess
heavily dependent on.
can I open both doors?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Just see.
I think in the video they were like, these are the only two options you get. You can't, like, loophole your way out of it. You have to pick it. Because, like, that's the thing. It's like the personality test aspect of it. Like, you can't loophole your way out of it. You just have to pick one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, man, I like actually like that. I actually genuinely had to think about that for a couple minutes. I was like, damn.
I guess, like for the most part, I'm a rule abiding citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And like if I'm like out in public and, you know, there's any types of signs, like a wet paint sign, like I'm not gonna touch the wall. If there's a door that says like do not open and one says like if you substitute like use this door, then of course I'm gonna use the door that says use this door.
Yeah.
So I guess in a real life
But when I hear this,
situation,
I
I
also start thinking of like, if what if it's some Alice in Wonderland like
mm-hmm.
labyrinth type deal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where
I don't
That question trips me up.
This one annoys me.
It kind of annoys me too, but I wasn't about to turn down a free idea.
Yeah. Well, okay. So if it's like a real life situation, like, yeah, I'll open the one that says open me. But
Yeah.
if it's like, if I'm in a room and there are just two doors and like nothing else, and like that's my only way out, I'd almost be inclined to open the do not open me one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree.
It's
Hydro.
where I stand. Mm-hmm.
Hydro
I'm
homies.
using a straw. I'm using a straw because I feel like that makes me drink more water. Don't worry,
Interesting.
it's
Is it
a
a reusable
reusable
straw?
straw.
Oh, I was about to
Oh,
say,
oh
are you a
yeah.
turtle murderer?
No, it's silicone. It's
Love that for you. We
bendy.
love sustainability in this
Mm-hmm.
house.
Facts.
We got anything else to say about them doors?
Um, no, I'd like to move on actually. This
Okay, love
door
that. Yeah,
question
it's
annoyed me.
annoying me a tad bit as well. So, the next one I have is a TikTok that I'm also going to have to link in the description. And I think we'd have had a thing to link for every topic we've gone through tonight, but that's fine. But like literally like just like maybe like an hour ago, I was just like hanging out in here, and Sarah Brooks, who was on the podcast before, sent me a TikTok, and it was, if a spider, how would a spider wink? Would it wink one eye out of its eight, or would it close four?
Or do all spiders have eight eyes?
Yes, pretty sure.
Or really?
Yeah, well, I
I
mean,
never thought about it.
I don't know about daddy longlegs, but I don't think they're technically like a spider as. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're technically an arachnid, but all arachnids have eight eyes.
Really? Wow. I mean, I knew they had
So
multiple ones, but that's
if a
a lot of
spider
eyesight.
was winking, would it have to close one eye, or would it have to close four of its eight eyes? What is winking? Is it closing one eye, or is it closing half of the eyes you possess?
Oh. Hmm. I feel like does wink imply too? Like, are some? I'm thinking now of like someone. Have you ever seen? Not to bring us too far off topic, but you know, Monsters Inc. Mike Wazowski, who has one
Yes.
eye, or like SpongeBob, like Plankton, who also has one eye. If they were to close their eyes at winking or blinking, like I think that's blinking. They are
Yeah, that's
in
gotta be blinking.
not able, yeah, they're not able to wink, but
What is
I
the
almost feel like
dictionary
the term,
definition of wink?
I almost feel like
Does
the
this
term
give us some
wink
insight?
implies two eyes.
Okay, here we go. According to dictionary.com, actually, no, that's not reputable. Let's go to Merriam Webster. That's reputable.
We want
Here
the
we
real
go.
truth.
I'm recording the podcast.
Gotta love
My
it.
mom just knocked on my door, and
Oh, that
that's in the
happens like I
podcast
think
now.
every episode. Like
Yep.
I get a knock on my door. We need do not open signs on our
Right?
doors.
Actually, there's already a poster on there that will
Or
not
wait,
run.
should we have open doors?
Reverse
What will they
psychology.
choose?
Um, there actually is already a poster on my door from when I was in college that says, it has like a, it looks like a caution sign. It has a video game controller on it. It says "Do not disturb. Studying in progress," and the studying is in quotes. But anyway, according to Merriam-Webster, the definition of wink is to shut one eye briefly as a signal of, or teasing.
So,
But
okay,
the
so
second one is
then that
also
means
to open and
oh,
close and open the eyelids quickly. So that really kind of just leaves us right back where we started.
well, I feel like okay. I feel like in two parts. Like a wink, it is like a wink isn't this. If I just keep my eye closed and then
Yeah,
like 30
okay.
seconds later I open it, a wink has to be like quick like that.
Yes, okay,
I'm
agreed.
sorry for our audio listeners. You can't see my creepy winks, but um from what you just read, a wink is only one eye. So that would imply if a spider were to close only one eye, it doesn't have
But
to
the
do with the
dictionary was
total number.
written by two-eyed beings. We are
So
biased.
oh my goodness, it
Is it
discriminates
closing one
against
eye of all
spiders.
the eyes you possess, or half of the eyes you possess, whatever that number may be?
All right. I think even though this goes against the dictionary, which might be discriminating against those with more than one eye, uh, I think it's half of your amount of eyes. Because if I saw a spider and just one of 8 eyes was like winking, I feel like it'd just be glitching. Like I wouldn't know
Yeah, okay, that's
I
true.
wouldn't know what that nonverbal communication is.
I'm gonna agree with you, and the only time I could see an exception is, like wolf spiders, the ones that have those two really big, like, dominant eyes and then the little ones underneath.
Yeah,
If it were
yeah.
to do that with one of its big eyes, I would get the signal, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's half of the eyes you possess, whatever that number may be.
I think so too.
And I'm
I'm
just
just thinking like sometimes I put things in a cartoon perspective because I feel like that's
yeah, like that
easier
was my
to
thing. I was like, if someone
visualize.
animated
Like
a spider
yes, it'd be like
character,
half their if it'd be half their eyes. Like notice how both my one-eyed examples were also cartoons.
I love
But
a good cartoon.
oh, me too. Pandemic, I've really been like rewatching a lot of cartoons just because like I can't watch anything depressing anymore. Like
Yeah, I'm like, no, it's too
it
real.
doesn't sit well. It don't sit right. So
Nope.
anyway, yeah, that's how that's how I found my final answer of half their
I
total
like that.
eyes.
It's a fun way to think of things.
Yeah, wow, this was a loaded question. We did research, we drew on
Look at us go.
like animated examples.
I dig it. I wonder if that guy who does those little animations of like this, like the little spider that's actually cute. It's like Lucas the spider or something. I wonder if he's ever animated the spider winking and
Oh,
what he
like
did.
thinking. I feel like he would
I don't
know
know.
best.
He probably would, but also watch spiders like not even have like eyelids in real life. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even think of that either.
Didn't,
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know if
huh.
we want to go that deep. I don't know how
I don't know
spiders
if we
work.
do.
Honestly, I'm happy not knowing because not huge on them. I know they're good for the environment and the ecosystem, but like they can do that 10 feet away from me at all times.
Oh, I agree. Although I got beef with the bees. I know they're also good with it for the environment, but like bees are the only insect that I fear. Like a spider, like all right, fine. I probably won't kill it. I'll probably like just, put it outside. But a
I'm like the
bee, if that
opposite.
gets in my because a bee can hurt me and they like buzz and that freaks me out.
I mean, wasps can choke, and so can hornets.
Yeah.
But like
Uh-huh. No,
honeybees and
I'm sorry.
bumblebees, love those
I'm
boys.
sorry to I'm sorry to the bees, but like just by association, like I don't know for sure what you are and I'm too freaked out to find out. So like
It's pretty easy to tell.
they're dying if they get close to me.
Oh yeah, no. I if I can avoid killing a bug just cuz I don't know, that doesn't seem nice. I wouldn't want to be smushed. If I can, like, get a
And
little cup under in an index
then,
card, I will.
mm-hmm.
But
You know,
especially with like
I
bees.
I don't know why I'm acting holier than I am. If there's any type of bug in my house, like it's dead. Sometimes I do try, like, okay, ladybugs, I don't kill those because those are cute. And like, you know, like sometimes I guess I'll try my best to like keep it alive. Like, all right, go back outside. But
Yeah, I don't know. I just because I
that's not always the
feel
case.
personal guilt for whatever reason when I kill
Mm-hmm.
bugs, I avoid it if I can. Unless they're like particularly nasty, then they can die.
Oh, and stink bugs. I don't kill those because I don't want the consequences.
Yeah, no, those get brushed out the window. I gotta say, I kind of don't like. No, I don't like. Not that I would kill them because that's just rude. But I don't like butterflies, like low key at all. They kind of nasty.
I mean,
And I know the reason that I don't like butterflies is because of that one episode of SpongeBob SquarePants where SpongeBob and Patrick are babysitting Sandy's pet caterpillar, and it turns into a butterfly overnight, and then it like escapes the tree dome in a bubble and like
mm-hmm.
terrorizes Bikini Bottom. And like every so
they
often throughout the episode, they like show like
the
up
close
close
up.
footage of like an actual like butterfly's like head and face and little like nose proboscis thingy. It's disgusting. I hate it.
Mm-hmm. There were also, oh, I feel like we should find a link to that. Like,
How many links do we have
it
to?
was making noises too.
Yeah,
I
it was like
can't
nasty
too
buzzing
many.
noises.
Yeah, no, I could see why that could like scar you in a way because that was a little intense as,
Did not like
I don't
it
know, a
whatsoever.
4-year-old watching.
Seems funny
Butterflies are
though.
fine in my book, but
I mean, I see them
it's the
outside, like
bees.
just the wings type thing, and they're really pretty.
Hmm.
But as soon
Hmm.
as I get a closer look at one, I'm just like, no, no, thank you. Can we
It's
not?
not for me.
SpongeBob butterfly. My handwriting is never messier than when I am just jotting things down for this podcast to like remember for later.
My handwriting is never messier than like I'm thinking back to my school days. So in the middle of the summer when I definitely had not written a single word in like a month. I'm like out of practice. And when you get back to school in September or August, depending on
You
how old
ever
you are, just this is how
like
you write. I forgot. A lost art.
lost art truly, but like you ever like get in that situation where like you can't find the right angle to hold the pen at or whatever,
Yes.
and your writing just looks terrible no matter
Yes.
what. This
So
pen,
you try.
I am waiting for it to die because there is not a good angle with this pen, and I don't want to waste it
Hmm.
because why would I do that? But there is not a good angle. There's no way of holding this pen that makes
I've
my handwriting look the way it normally does.
I feel like there are just bad writing days, and the your writing implement definitely has a lot to do with it. But like, first I'll like fix the angle of my wrist and hand. Then I will like situate my body differently. Then sometimes I even like move the table. Like, all right, maybe like it's too close. Like,
Yeah.
let's just change everything. And if that doesn't work, then like I'll just type, I guess.
Yeah. But like I'm waiting for this to run out. And I only use it for like quick scribbling down things that I need to remember.
Well, I guess we should keep adding links that we need to add because
Right?
you'll
See,
be
I'm like
writing a
sitting here
lot.
like trying to carry on the conversation and also remember like the other two things that I'm pretty sure I've mentioned at this point that I should link. Oh boy. What wild tangents we wind up on here.
I know.
I
The
mean, look
tangents
though.
have tangents.
Right? Kind of impressive, frankly.
Hmm.
I'm also now just thinking of that tweet that's like, yeah, sex is great and all, but like, you ever have a really good ass pen?
Yes.
I love a pen like that where it just glides, beautiful.
Do you like ballpoint pens or gel pens?
It depends on the paper. Like if I'm taking notes in
Oh,
like a
okay.
standard notebook, ballpoint pen, but
Mm-hmm.
like the planner that I
Mm-hmm.
have, it's kind of like more like index card type thickness. So I
Gotcha,
like a gel
gotcha.
pen for that.
That's interesting you bring up the paper because you're absolutely accurate in that, but that's just something I never really think of first. I
Cuz like
think
if I
I
was
like
to write
ballpoint pens
in just
more,
like a standard
but
notebook with a gel
mm-hmm.
pen, you get, like it bleeds through too much.
Yeah, no, you need a thicker piece of paper. It's pretty smart.
Important things to think about. I learned that because I started taking notes in a gel pen one day during a class because it was the only thing I could find, and then I like
Mm-hmm.
flipped to the other page, took more notes, and then I got home. I was like, oh no,
It's all bled
it's
through.
all just like superimposed over each other. I'm
What
like,
solid
well,
color?
this is a problem. And that day I learned a lesson. Don't do that. I gotta say, I'm quite curious as to what my mom wanted, but that's just gonna have to wait.
She wanted to be on the podcast. That's what she wanted.
Yeah, I don't see that ever happening. Not that I'd like, not that if she did say she wanted to be on the podcast, I'd like say no or whatever, but like, I just don't think she would.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, um, next question is vaguely topical in that I've also brought up Batman before on this episode, which is, and the question is, do you think it's possible for somebody to become Batman yet? Because
Oh,
technically,
yeah.
he's
Like
just a guy.
it could be any could be any day now that Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk becomes the
Okay,
next
I mean, like,
Batman.
not them, because, like, eat the rich, but someone with an
Hmm.
actual, like,
But I'm
moral
saying
compass.
I'm yeah, I guess I'm thinking of them because, the
They have
money. Like
obscene
they definitely be
amounts of
able
money.
to, like
I like
but
to
yeah,
think that somebody could
I do
become
think
Batman at this point, but I honestly don't know. Maybe,
I feel
like,
like the government would restrict them from doing so.
oh, yeah, no, the government would murk them. Like, they would be, like, on the FBI's most wanted list, I guarantee it.
Hmm.
I also think it would be much harder to have, like, a secret identity now, just because like, kind of
Hmm.
everything you do leaves, like, a digital trail.
You'd have to be like completely off the map for years, like living in a place that's not like
Yeah.
traceable, um, like just completely off the grid.
Yeah,
And
so,
even that, like, that's hard to do too, like, because there's always some sort of trail to your former life.
yeah. And again, I want this to be true. Like I would love to think that somebody could become Batman, but like it also kind of depends on what we're talking here. Like are we talking like the Batman the animated series Batman? Cuz like, those villains are kind of like harmless and there really aren't a lot of like
Hmm.
I mean, there's like, cartoon explosions and all that stuff, but like the
Yeah.
Arkham City, the game I'm playing, like you are getting shot regularly. And as much as like things like, bulletproof vests and whatever do exist, I don't think we are at a point where you could have completely bulletproof full body armor that's movable enough, like that you have enough range of motion in to allow you to be like running across like tops of buildings and stuff.
I don't think we're like as a society or like we're at the point where we need a superhero, because I feel like the majority of our problems are like made by us, like humans. It's not
Sure.
like some out of this world experience that is threatening our life. Like like even global warming, like that's because of us, and that's a
Yeah.
long term, like slow but definitely coming to us. Um,
Although I definitely like, I'm pretty sure we have some of the like technology that like Batman used, like grappling hooks and stuff. Like that definitely exists.
mhm,
So
yeah,
maybe one day we will have Batman. But till
perhaps.
then, I don't know. I had something I was gonna say and it just gone. Smooth brain,
Head empty,
head empty, no think, no thoughts,
no thought.
none whatsoever. I'm like really trying to remember what it was because I think it was like quite relevant,
Go take a shower. You'll remember there.
right? Nothing jogs my memory like a
Hmm.
shower. Like I'll just be in there and I'll just be like, "Oh my god, that's what I couldn't think of 2 weeks ago."
Like I'll remember like that thing that happened to me when I was 5.
Right?
Actually, no, and that also happens when I'm like trying to go to sleep. That's when the embarrassing thoughts come and
Oh
they
yeah.
haunt you at night. Like,
Oh, um, I had a thought a while ago when I was talking to one of my film professors after class one time, and obviously I know like superhero movies are super profitable because like you know like they keep making superhero movies because they're profitable, you know, blockbusters and all
yeah,
that stuff. But I was also like, maybe they're kind of having a hot moment right now because it feels like all the problems of the world are so insurmountable that we as a society or like as humans want, you know, someone to just come in and fix
fix
everything,
them all.
get
And
rid of the
that's
bad
why,
guy, and then everything's perfect again. Because
no,
I'm not gonna
that's why
lie, that'd be kind of nice,
I know. Like, oh, you go take care of that. Yeah. No, but
right?
I that's what I was saying. Like, I don't feel like we're at a point, or we probably won't ever be, where one person can just swoop in and fix all these issues. Like, yeah, issues.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind
Like,
of wish aliens would attack so that we'd all just stop like nuking each other and focus on that.
mhm. World peace to defeat
World peace achieved through intergalactic threat.
war.
Whatever. I make a
That's
lot
like
of
definitely would be a genie wish. Like, I wish for world peace. Like, you best believe the next day aliens are coming and
right.
attacking us. And that's how we get together and achieve,
Yeah,
yes, world
that
peace, but not.
that seems correct. I'm also realizing how much I talk about like just like things like alien invasions and like various forms of violence for somebody who like I don't think I could ever hurt another person even if my life was on the
You
line.
were you were just saying that you would like not hurt bugs.
Yeah, no, I talk a lot of shit for someone who cries before a phone call.
Oh my gosh.
Just the anxiety. Hate it. Where were we?
Um Batman.
Yeah, no. As much as that'd be rad, especially if it was like, you know, someone as morally righteous as the character Batman. Great. But I don't think that's possible,
I don't either.
sadly.
I feel like it would go to their head too.
Probably.
Like, it's hard to stay that morally righteous when you have all that power.
This is true. Okay. Next one. So would you rather get away with lying every time or always know when someone's lying?
Mm.
I'd rather always get
Mm.
away with it. I don't need to know every time someone tells a little white lie
Yeah,
to
that's
spare my
also like,
feelings.
uh-huh, yeah, I'm with you. Because that's not to say you have to lie all the time. It's just if
Yeah,
you need to, like, you know you'd get away with it.
just those little, little peacekeeping things we all say as we move through life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
nice to know, I'm not going to get found out there, telling someone that I like their dress when in reality,
Yeah.
not so much.
And
And again,
listen,
I don't want to
I'm not gonna
know
be more,
when someone doesn't actually like
I'm,
my t shirt and they just said it to be polite.
yeah, I'll
I
live
really,
in ignorance.
I mean,
Ignorance is
unless you're
bliss
like,
sometimes.
I don't know, unless you're like a mob boss or something, I don't really know why anyone would choose like always know when someone is lying unless you're like a mob
Uh-huh.
boss or like I don't know you like interrogate people for a living. You're like a detective or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of an easy one for me.
It's pretty easy for me too. I feel like someone who would like say like, "Oh, well, I don't like to lie, so I wouldn't like." All right, hold on, back up 10 steps. Like, yeah, no, no one like. I don't think the common person doesn't like to, but like sometimes you are in situations where you
Yeah,
do,
sometimes
and I'm not gonna act like I'm like better than I actually am. Like,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean
sometimes you
literally
just
like
gotta.
sometimes telling the truth hurts people's feelings more. You might as well just like keep the peace in situations where it's really not of much consequence.
Exactly. And then
It's
knowing you can get away with it,
yeah.
I wouldn't be all that mad if it's between the two, you know?
Yeah, because then you're never kind of gotta be in that situation of like, well, are you sure? Or are you just telling me that because it's what I want to hear? Like that kind of thing. People will always believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't need to know whenever someone thinks like my makeup looks weird or whatever because most of the time it probably does. Like that's the only reason I wear makeup to make a
I
statement
feel
of
like
chaos.
I feel like this episode is drawing out all my character flaws. Like, I kill bugs, I lie, like, I'm just a
I feel
menace
like
on
this episode
society.
is showing like how much of like I mean I don't want to say like I think it's showing how much of a little bitch I am. Like
Picky
I can't make
eater.
phone calls. I don't ever want to know if someone doesn't like something about me. Can't kill bugs because I feel guilty. I think it's
Doesn't like Swiss.
okay. That one, that one, I don't know. I'm fine with it, probably. I don't have strong opinions on it like I did when I was a child. But also, I was an extremely picky child, so probably add that to the list of
Yes.
reasons that I am, in fact, a whiny little bitch. Anyway, we have a question that was technically like submitted by a fan, I guess.
Submit. Yes.
We love to see
And
it. We
they
love
have
it.
submitted they've submitted questions in the past. So once again, thank you to, I think it was Lois who actually came up with this
Oh, we
question, but thank
stand.
you to both Dave and Lois
We stand.
for both listening and coming up and submitting the question to us. So, um, do you want to take it away or?
Okay, so the actual question that was like submitted was like kind of tailored to the person who submitted it. So we're gonna do like their version and then a more general version. So their version was like I guess the question is if you can only have two of your favorite foods for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? And the person who submitted the question, their top two favorite foods were steak and pizza. So we're gonna discuss that first, and then we'll get personal.
Get personal.
Pizza.
I'm with you on that. I am not a steak. I will even go as far as say I'm not a big red meat person,
Oh, I am a
so this is
carnivore.
pretty easy for me.
I
Oh,
am a
really?
carnivore. Love a good steak. Love a good good burger. Oh, delicious.
I I could honestly go the rest of my life definitely without eating steak. Even burgers, like I eat a lot of like alternatives, not for any dietary reason, just because like I eat veggie burgers because I think they taste good.
Disgusting. Not a fan.
So
Yeah, no,
yes,
again,
I choose
carnivore.
pizza. Pizza with mozzarella, not Munster, just
But
to
even
clarify.
though, again, even though I love, love a good steak, love all that fun
Hmm.
kind of stuff, if it's choosing between, like, a nice steak dinner, which is, like, a rare, like, a kind of a rare occasion, like, we do that, like, for, like,
Hmm.
my dad's birthday, or, like, occasionally, or,
Yeah.
the drunken late night pizza slices with my friends that happens, like, in non pandemic times, happens significantly more frequently.
Hmm.
Pizza all the way.
I'm with you.
Now I'm thinking about pizza and I want some.
Me too.
Now I gotta think of,
I
like,
just ate
what.
too.
Oh, see, I, like, had dinner at a ridiculously early hour because I'm just running on my own isolation time rather than, like, the actual, like, household schedule now. So I'm
I
probably gonna get some snackies
okay.
after this.
I
Anyway,
eat at such odd times now. I eat like I gotta get up early, like super early for my job, like half the week. So I'll eat at 5 in the morning, and then I don't eat all day. And I eat at 7:30 at night when I come home. Like that. That's
oof.
not good.
Yeah, no, definitely not ideal. I am
No.
more of, like, a person who kind of, like, I prefer, like, kind of just, like, grazing throughout the day.
Like snacks.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like it. Anyway, now I have to think of, like, what my top two foods are for, like, my
Oh,
personal version of this question.
okay. Just to clarify, it has to be like are we doing meal like thing type foods? Like not just any edible thing, right? Like I can't say the Mona Lisa. I'm still thinking about that from last week. No,
Oh,
it's yeah, like
man.
are we doing like meal type
Yeah, I'm gonna
foods?
say things that are meals, because that was the example that was given to us.
Hmm. This is hard because I feel like I have an all-time favorite meal, so anything else is just like, hmm.
Oh, man. I'm also trying to think of something that, like, that can, like, people can easily kind of, like, conjure to mind, not like a specific recipe that my mom makes, because, like, you know, I want people to relate or know what I'm talking about. Why is this so hard?
I don't know. All right. Well, two meals I really like, and one's my favorite. I like chicken pot pie a lot
Nice. Very nice.
and mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah. What the hell am I thinking?
Like
Mac and cheese. That's, like, one of my
I
top foods of all
I
time.
I would pick mac and cheese just because how can I know? But like I also wouldn't want to eat it every day because that's also like
Yeah.
gross.
I think I might be taking the question out of context, or, like, not understanding the question perfectly, but I think it's like everything else is normal. You just have to, like, of your two favorite foods, one has to go, but then everything else is, like, normal for the rest of your life.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm
I
interpreting.
mean, I can live
Anyway,
without chicken pot pie. Like it's great, but like mac and cheese, I don't know.
yeah. I guess my top two would probably be, like, mac and cheese, and then, oh, pierogies. I love pierogies,
Ooh.
but I think I'd have to go with mac and cheese. And it,
Like, it's
I
hard.
love pierogies so much, but like, especially
They're
like my mom's
very good.
homemade mac and cheese recipe. Oh my god, so good, incredible. I think that would have to be my
Yeah,
choice. And
that's
we've
my
circled
choice.
back around to cheese.
I, so I
What
like how we both agree
beautiful
on cheese. It's
symmetry.
like we hate, we despise feta, yet we love mac and cheese. I
My dad straight up just like does not like cheese, period, and I don't know how he lives.
don't understand that. Like, how do you not like? There's so many options. Like, pick
Like,
one.
to each their own, all that fun stuff, but like, how do you live, sir?
No, pick one.
He will eat it as an ingredient in certain things, so like, like fettuccine alfredo, like, big ingredient in the sauce is
Yeah.
cheese, and he likes alfredo, so
Hmm.
sort of technically that kind of fun stuff, but like pizza, nope. And I don't know how he lives.
You know what's funny about Alfredo? You know what's funny about Alfredo? It's similar
Do
to
tell.
mac and cheese in that like it's a noodle base and then like a creamy sauce, but I don't like Alfredo. Like I feel like it's
Oh,
imposter
I
mac
love
and
Alfredo.
cheese,
That's
and
like
I don't I cannot stand for that.
the three standard like sauces to put on like spaghetti or like fettuccine or something. It's gonna be Alfredo for me. I'm okay with vodka sauce, tomato sauce no,
I love tomato
because
sauce.
if you've been listening for long enough, we all know my stance on tomatoes, and it's that they're bad.
This is really turning into the food channel. I'm
Whatever.
not
I think
angry
we've been
about it.
pretty good about
I
like
enjoy talking
spreading
about
our food questions out instead of relying on them.
like we talked about world domination by aliens and food. So like we're really just
That's a
covering our
solid
bases.
balance, honestly. I'm trying to think if I've got anything else that's comes to mind when I reflect on our last 50 minutes or so that's like related, but I don't know. How about you?
I don't know. I feel like we went full circle with the cheese.
I do like that we went full circle, and I think that might be a sign that this is where we're meant to end for tonight. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Maddie Robbins. You can find other episodes of the podcast on Acast, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98 and at MR5MAR. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. Thanks for listening.